Welcome, everybody, and welcome back to the Health Bar. So we're in season 2, and this is episode 2. As again we said before, total new layout. We're gonna have new guests, new kind of just a whole new kind of season, which is really exciting. Sorry, this one's been slightly delayed, but as always, we try and start off the podcast with my own mental health. And my own mental health has been very, very up and down. I've been in a pretty low mood recently, hence why I haven't done the podcast. And it's been quite, I suppose it's my motivation. My motivation has been really low, and I've not been able to kind of get my motivation into doing stuff for myself. So it took me ages to go and even get a haircut, like to go and get my beard trimmed, like just little things really random. And obviously the podcast then suffered, like gaming suffered. I was then tempted to change my whole overlays and screens for the game, for streaming. I went through a lot. So we are feeling a lot better, which is good. And we are back. So we're trying to get as many kind of podcasts as we can in the bag. And then they're kind of there and ready. So actually today is quite a nice podcast because realistically it's a brand new person on the podcast that's coming in. We actually don't know them. We've played a few games with them, but that's about it. So it's quite an interesting one today. So yeah, but that is my mental health for the week, I suppose. And we are slowly getting into a better mood and a little bit more kind of proactive on things, shall we say. I'm actually going away at the weekend, which is going to be great, just to get away with the little and the missus and the dog. So that's really exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to that. So that'd be nice. So when you actually see this, we will probably be away. So okay, so that is me. We are now going to introduce the guest. So we're going to introduce AJ. So AJ, as I say, basically they came through the Discord via someone else, and kind of came into the gaming side, and so we played a few games with them, which has been ace. And they actually came and asked me if they could come on, which is amazing, which is really cool, because this is kind of what we like people to do. We don't ever want to try and push people to come on. I want them to come on, because they want to, they've asked to come on and they want to tell their story or whatever's going on with them at the moment. So without further ado, let's welcome AJ. How are we doing, AJ?
I am absolutely fine. How about yourself?
Yeah, we're well, mate. We're well. As I said to you, we mentioned this a little bit earlier. I've a very busy day today, but I like being busy, which is good, because again, it keeps me, especially for my mental health, being busy is good. Yeah, it's good.
Keeps the mind proactive, as some would say.
Exactly.
Yes,
So,
yes.
AJ, welcome, and I always
Thank
like to
you.
kind of start things off and talk about kind of your gaming kind of background and history, like where did it start, where are you now, and obviously introduce yourself, I suppose. If you're a streamer, do you stream, etc. Just let us know who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Alfie. I'm a small streamer from the South Coast. I usually stream on Twitch, but at the minute I've dabbled with a little bit of TikTok streaming as well, which has gone quite well. I play a vast variety of games. I play a bit of FIFA, a little bit of Minecraft, Warzone being one of the main ones as well.
Yep.
And gotten back into Siege a little bit as well.
Nice.
So I've looked at. I've played with my pal for a few times, and it's all gone all right. And,
awesome.
Yeah.
Are you you're a console or PC player?
Mainly console, but I do dabble in PC gaming from now and again.
Nice.
Yeah. Look today, I'm playing a little bit of CS:GO with a buddy, and obviously that new game that I mentioned as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't the most pleasant experience, but here we are.
Cool. Right. So that's your so with gaming, what was your first console, or what was your first
Oh god, my first console was the PS3.
Yeah, okay.
And I also had at the time, what one was it? I think it was the Nintendo DS as well. but the
Nice.
old blocky white
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I used to love that. But yeah, so I started on that, and
And
I
here you
can't
are
remember
now.
what. Yeah, I can't remember what game I started playing. To be fair, um, but
A PS.
I've always been a big fan and a lover of shooters as well. I think when
Okay.
I got my PlayStation 4,
Yeah.
which I've got the original PlayStation 4, I got a
Nice.
month after the PlayStation 4 got released.
Oh, nice.
So it got released in the November.
Yeah.
And I got it in the December,
Amazing.
and I had it ever since.
That's
Never failed me once. Never had to take it to a repair shop. Loved it.
nice.
But
That's
then
good
obviously the
stuff.
PS5 come out,
Yeah,
and
very true. I was
I was
really
working.
tempted. I was really tempted with the PS5, but for me, there's nothing on the PC that I can get on the PC that or what comes with the PS5 that I want to play that's on the PC as well. The only
Yeah,
big thing I would say was going to be The Last of Us 2.
yeah,
That's the only one really. Spider-Man, but then that's already come out now on PC as well. So
yeah,
so it was kind of I was very very tempted. I was tempted. But,
yeah.
um,
But
yeah,
no, yeah, and then I see it for sale. It was in game actually for sale. I think I got it for
nice.
450 quid. I thought,
Oh,
I will have that. That's a score and a half.
that's a result. Especially
Yeah.
when some people was trying to sell it for stupid amount of money as well.
Yeah, it was like
Stupid
literally
amount.
2 days before. I see on like
Mhm.
Amazon and that someone was selling them for
I
£650.
know, absolutely.
Yeah,
So many people bought a load and then just tried to sell them off, and
yeah, exactly.
it's understandable, but it is harsh because that's the thing with gaming. It is going that way, isn't it, with consoles and stuff, and especially
Yeah,
PC parts as well. People buy multiple PC parts to bump the prices up, which is a shame. There's
it,
still PC
it's
parts
yeah,
now that are still recommended retail prices like 500 quid or whatever, and they're still selling for 800 quid. Which
yeah,
is
exactly. It is sad, but
mm,
it's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
it certainly is. It certainly is. So okay, so obviously we're here to talk about mental health.
Yes.
So mental health wise, are you happy to kind of like explain, what mental health wise you're going through now, or you've been through, or whatever it is? You kind of want to talk about, and obviously if gaming has been there as a help or a hindrance, because I always kind of want to know which way it kind of goes, because I definitely know there's a lot of people out there where gaming doesn't help, but also for myself, I wouldn't say gaming helps, but definitely streaming and talking to people for me helps. But so I'm always interested in other people and how it works. So yeah, if you're kind of happy to explain kind of mental health wise what's been going on, and yeah, we can go from there, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So for probably since I don't know, since about 11, 12, I have suffered quite a bit with like social anxiety as well.
Okay.
And like it's just every time I leave the house, I always think all eyes are on me.
Yep.
Everyone's judging and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's not been such a big factor in the past couple of months because obviously like, I'm 19 now, so
Yep.
I've sort of matured a bit more, and
Of
I've
course.
now
Yeah.
realised like not everyone is looking at you. Someone might, but you just need to learn the fact that they're probably just looking. They're
Yeah.
probably not thinking anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, but for a vast majority of my teenagehood, you could say,
Yeah.
it was a big struggle. Like every time we go to the beach, like I'd think everyone's looking at me and stuff, and I do know the main reason for it. It is to do with like sort of my weight as well,
Okay.
because I am a big lad. I will say it.
Yeah.
But I've now I've not come to terms with it per se, but like my confidence built up a bit more.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
like now I couldn't care if people were looking at me. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like you say, you only live once. Like, why are you gonna stop yourself having fun just because someone's looking at you?
Yeah.
That's just how I see it now.
Yeah.
And,
It's hard. It is hard. I totally kind of
yeah.
get you from that point of view. Like, I'm definitely a bigger lad.
Yeah.
And I definitely definitely understand that. Like when I was going through, when I had my breakdown, was going through soccer. My breakdown was nothing to do with kind of anything like that, but the breakdown then kind of starts playing with your mind, and then
Yeah,
getting other things creeping in, like social anxiety and why, and people looking. And I was very similar. I used to, so, and I'm still that now. If I go out and I wear a t-shirt, I will
yeah,
always make sure that I've either got a shirt on or a jacket, or
or a
and
hoodie,
sometimes, or a
something
hoodie
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah,
And it sometimes I am absolutely sweating, but I won't
yeah,
take it off.
yeah,
Um
exactly that.
and it's weird because I was never like that, but then
Yeah,
it kind of starts. So I totally get where you're coming from for that. And it is
yeah,
horrible because
yeah,
you
it
do go
is.
through stages of, you, people are looking at you and they're not, but you
No,
just feel that, and they're like, well, if they're looking at me, like, why are they looking at me? It's all because I'm,
yeah,
it's because I'm fat, or
yeah,
I'm ugly, or, and there's so many different things that go through your head, and it's horrible.
yeah, it is.
Um,
Yeah, I think there was like a period as well where it got so bad I didn't actually leave my house for about 2 weeks, which was bad.
oh my god, wow, okay,
Yeah, it was like, oh, I don't know. It's just I went out one day,
yeah,
and I can't remember where I was. I think I was out with my pal or something,
yeah,
and I was in shorts and a jumper,
yeah,
and I actually got that hot I had to take my jumper off,
yeah,
and I don't know. It was weird, and I just started getting really like anxious and like really like itchy in a way as well.
yeah,
So I put my jumper back on, and I ended up just going home. And yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. I just didn't leave for like 2 weeks.
That's kind of sounds like you were just starting to either get or had a panic attack.
Yeah,
That
yeah, it
itchy,
was.
that itchiness, and probably going red, and probably heating up, like
Yeah,
you feel
it
like you're gonna
was.
boil
Yeah,
over.
yeah, it was.
Um,
It wasn't pleasant, but
yeah,
I mean, I have sort of overcome it a little bit more now, and majority of that actually
mm.
is through the gaming and the streaming.
Okay, nice.
Because like obviously when I do stream,
Yeah,
most of my streams do have the camera unless it's not working,
okay, cool.
and look, I do look to be interactive with my viewers and that, and
Yeah,
make sure everyone's having a good time, and make sure everything's okay with the stream, and
yeah.
yeah, it's just I think I can't remember when I actually started streaming properly, because this is going to be a funny story, and you're not
Oh.
going to believe me, but it's 100% true,
Okay.
right? But I promise you now, right? So, about 2-3 years ago, like prime lockdown, right?
Yeah,
Picture this, prime lockdown, just as it started, roughly about this time actually.
yeah,
I started streaming off my PS4
yeah.
from like because I live in a shed now in the back garden,
Oh, okay.
but I used to have to share a room with my brother.
Right.
So I used to stream off of my PlayStation
Yeah,
with no cam, headset mic,
yeah.
and like chat on my phone and everything, and it was like the bogus setup, right? And I came across this one streamer through a place called HYPD. I don't know if they're
Okay.
a thing now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I came across this streamer. His name was DJJY, and he's a very good friend of mine now. I'm
yeah.
going to see him Saturday actually,
Oh,
up in
nice.
London. Up in London, yeah. Um, but yeah, so I see him streaming. So I thought, oh, I'll pop in this chat, see how he's doing.
Yeah,
And I was just chatting to him, and he was like, "Oh, do you play anything?" I was like, "Yeah, I play a bit of Warzone." And he was like, "You could jump on if you want." I was like, "Yeah, go on, I ain't gonna turn that down." And ever
nice.
since then, I've been friends with him for about 3 years, right? And I'll tell you what, through streaming, it has made me a few friends, and like, I am grateful for them. And it got to my 18th birthday, right?
Yeah,
And I was in my little shed now.
yeah,
I was still streaming off my PlayStation,
yeah.
and I'll get a message from John, and he's like, "Alf, how old are you this year?" I was like, "I'm 18," and he's like, "Oh, all right," and then that was it, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird,"
Yeah.
and then he gets me in the call with my other friend Pete, and he goes, "Right, Alf, me and Pete have got a secret to tell you," and it's like, "Your mum knows about it, your dad knows about it," because they got in contact with him as well,
Yeah.
and they was like, "Right, what we want to do for you is you're an absolute bloody legend, right? You've done so much, right? You've
Yeah.
worked so hard for all of this." And he said, "We're going to get you a PC."
No way.
So my PC I have now is from my friend John.
That's amazing.
Right, and I tell you what, still to this day, I am so thankful for everything he's done. Like, he helped me set it up, right? But you think, in a shed, how do you get Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Here's the solution. They come all the way from London, right? They travel for about 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
To come down to a 18-year-old boy at the time, right? to wire him up, right? So they done an Ethernet cable running from the front room to my shed.
Way.
Yeah. My mate Pete, he's a bloody legend when it comes to electrics, right? So they wired me all up with an Ethernet, and look, they bought me a lot of stuff. So they bought me the PC. They got me a monitor, a camera, a microphone, an Ethernet switcher.
It's so good.
Keyboard, mouse, and stuff. They hooked me up the lot, right? And then they come down, they helped me set it all up and that, and make sure everything was running smooth. And went out for a few drinks after that as well. I treated them to it.
It's your birthday,
and,
mate. That's amazing.
But yeah, it was mad. Like, it was just come out of nowhere as well. Like, I didn't ask them for it.
Yep.
And I was at college at the time as well, so I was asking my mum for a laptop.
Yep.
Just so I could do college work or like an iPad or something, and she was like, "Oh, wait till your birthday. Obviously, she knew, so
yeah.
She didn't want to say anything. And
that's amazing.
But yeah, it was crazy. And then lo and behold, I'm sat here now with a PS5, a good running PC, and a decent following behind me. I went from nothing to something.
Mate, that's awesome. That's so good. And this is the thing, isn't it? And this is a hard thing for people that don't stream or don't kind of do anything online. They don't. I don't think they get it. Like, and I'm very much like this at the moment. Like, most of my friends, like current friends, are online.
Yeah.
Right. And because I had to move like the whole family, the missus, dog, little un, who was 4 weeks old. For the people that don't know this story, we had to move from southwest, near like Gloucester, all the way up to Scotland. We had to move. Well, my little one was 4 weeks old because my missus, her mum, had a really kind of bad fall, brain injury, had to have brain surgery, and all that kind of stuff. So we had to move up here to help. So, like, I didn't have a lot of people that I would speak to, obviously in real life in Gloucester, like Gloucestershire and that.
Yeah.
But there was still people, and then going to nothing. So now everything is on my phone or on the PC. That's it. Everything.
Yeah.
And that's even including my parents, like my sister, like any friends, they're all on my phone. Like, it's always video call, WhatsApp call, whatever.
Yeah.
And people, it's really hard because people don't understand how much we need other people. And like every day, I will come on Discord, and it is every day. I will jump on my PC and during the day, like if I haven't got, i.e. if I've got the little un, I can't do it. But like today, I'll be editing and I will jump on into Discord and there will be someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be my Tuesdays, that'll be Wednesdays, like Fridays, that would be the same. Like, when the little one's down for like a sleep and I've got all the housework done, I'll jump on Discord and have a chat with the guys, And I need that. And people don't understand that, and it sounds like you're very the same, because people don't really understand that. Like, because they've got either a job to go to, so they speak to people in real life, or they've got friends that they speak to in real life, they actually go and see someone or go down the local pub or, whatever it is. Like, there are people that have got, anxiety, social anxiety, depression, whatever it is, that they don't go out or whatever it is. And it's really hard. Like,
yeah, it is. It's and majority of it as well. Most people don't see the effort that goes in behind doors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the streaming stuff, you can't. Some people think it's easy. Pick up a controller, turn your camera on, and start streaming, but
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, but that ain't gonna make you an overnight sensation. Like, I've been
No.
streaming for over a year,
Mhm.
and my Twitch followers, I've got, I think, 200 or something,
Mhm.
right? And for me, that is absolutely, like, that is, like, I am happy with that. Primarily because when I was streaming off my PlayStation on my phone, I had,
Yeah.
like, 5, like, single-digit followers, do you know what I mean?
But you
Now I've
have,
got triple digits.
and the maddest thing is, I always say this, and this is the thing, like when you start getting like your average viewers go up and then they go into double figures, right?
Yeah,
As soon as they start going into double figure, well, not even that. Like, even like, imagine you're sitting there in your room, right? And you're
yeah.
on your computer and you're playing, and you have 5 people behind you watching you.
It fills my heart. It's
Mate, it's
so,
ridiculous.
like,
That's a lot of people. If five
it's so
people in your
good.
room, then all of a sudden it's 10, then it's 15, then it's 20. Imagine 20 people in your room. Like, and this is the thing I think people have to really kind of understand and get it through their head,
Yeah,
that these people are there and they're watching you.
yeah, exactly. It's
It's
crazy.
it blows my mind still, but I love it. And they're there a lot of the time. I think people, especially nowadays, people don't stick around for the game; they stick around for you.
Yeah, it's like it's when I first did a stream on TikTok, right? It
Mm.
wasn't the best. Like, I think overall, I think 150 people were in and out. Like,
Nice.
so like someone may have just been scrolling through and seen it and
Mhm.
scrolled past and anything like that. But there was one person that came in and she carried on chatting. I think his
Yeah.
name was Tyler, I think.
Amazing.
And yeah, he was so cool that he was just chatting to me and everything. And like at one point, I think when I was streaming on TikTok, and it's mad the timing as well. Me and my friend was in like a 2v3 situation, I think, on
Nice.
Warzone.
Yeah.
And at one point, we were both streaming at the same time. We both had over 300 people in at once on TikTok,
Amazing.
right? And I shit you not, I was panicking. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm looking at my screen. I'm looking at looking at TikTok, and I'm like, there's so many people watching. I'm panicking. And
That's
yeah, it was
cool.
crazy. And then we obviously won. We clutched it.
Amazing.
And my chat flooded with people going, "Oh, GG's, well done, good game, good game." And I was just thinking, nah, that is crazy. But it may not seem like a lot, but if you think on TikTok, most people have it, right? So
Yep.
you think, 300 people, that ain't a lot. You move that to
It
Twitch.
is.
You
Oh
move that
my
to Twitch, yeah?
God. Yeah.
And 300 people on Twitch is, look, you have made it. If you've got 300 people watching you at one point on Twitch, you have made it, my friend. You've got 300 people from all over the world,
Yeah.
right, watching you. That is crazy.
It is mad. Like, the whole thing is bizarre. Like, and you have to think that 99% of the people that stream are never going to make it.
No,
And
it
that
is.
that's
It's
the
sad.
biggest. It is very sad. That is the biggest facts of it all, right? But
Yeah.
I always, and this is the way, the reason I stream, and I think maybe because it's my age as well, like, and there's a few of the other kind of It's Only Pixel founders are very similar. Like, we stream because we have fun, and it's
Yeah.
not that we're expecting ever to go anywhere big with it, but it's this community that we're building and that we've built, and people can jump in the streams and play with us or chat, and it's so nice. And but we've got a realization that we are in that 99%, so that's fine. But then one day it might just kick in and one of us just goes and it's amazing, and we you never know. But I think you have to kind of keep your feet on the floor and your head slightly out the clouds, but also as well, you've still got to have a dream and you have to push for dreams. So
yeah.
there is all that, but you are right. The amount of, even if one person comes in and chats to me all stream and I just got one person, it's amazing because it's like, wow, that person is taking 4 hours out of their day to watch and chat.
Exactly.
Which is crazy thinking about that.
Yeah, it always blows my mind. Just like now you've said it, like Like
Yeah.
even that one person, like you said, have taken their time out of their day. They
Yep.
could have been having a really busy day. Do you know what I mean? They just need a couple of hours to
Exactly.
themselves, but they
Yep.
chose to come in with you and chat to you. It's
Yep.
just it puts into perspective that not everyone in the world is as bad as everyone says.
No, true. Exactly true. And gaming's always had a very bad rap. They always have. It's always been gaming's bad for your mental health, gaming's like
Yeah,
antisocial, gaming like you know, crime rate goes up because of gaming. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
that's very obviously American, that stat there, but you know, this is everything that they were saying, but you know, no one then ever starts, they are now, but no one ever starts about talking about how, you know, especially now, how VR games are helping people with anorexia that are scared of food. It's helping them getting used to being around food, and it's just with a headset and they're in like a
Yeah,
restaurant, like,
it
and that
is
freaks me,
crazy.
you know. And the same with anxiety, the same with kind of all this type of stuff. And I'm not saying it's a fix. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying everyone should
No,
game. I'm not saying everyone should stream, because you know, we are talking to obviously Alpha here today, and obviously gaming has helped, you know, but
massively. Yeah,
there are times and there are people where gaming has been the cause of their mental health. So,
yeah,
you know, I feel very blessed and very lucky that, you know, it is, I'm getting, you know, gaming has helped me, and I feel very lucky, because if it was the other way around than gaming, I wouldn't know what to do with myself outside of gaming, you know. So I feel very lucky there.
mm,
But then, you know, and that's another episode of gaming addiction and so on and so forth.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so with kind of your mental health now, as you say, you're getting, you know, you're in a better place. Are you on like medication, or is there therapists been involved, or doctors, or anything like that? Is any of that, or is it purely yourself
It's
that's kind of, you know, helped?
it's
Or
it's a tough one. I've not had any medication or therapy or anything. No.
okay,
It hasn't got that severe. Like
hmm,
touch wood. Like it don't ever get that severe.
yep,
Um, but it's just when say this time last year, right? I
yep,
was in like a pretty healthy relationship, right?
hmm,
And like I was at like the highest point I could in my life,
yep,
and it came to about June or July last year,
yep,
and I got some news from her that wasn't the best,
right, okay,
and obviously we broke up,
right,
and that's when it went all downhill for me.
yeah,
Like that's where obviously like the overthinking started coming in, like thinking, oh wait, but if she's done this all this time, how long has she been doing this? Like
yeah,
why has it happened to me? Like
of
am I not
course,
good enough and stuff like that? And it really played on my mind,
yeah,
and I was at really a low point in my life. I don't think I actually like there was one point I didn't leave my room for a couple of days.
yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping.
yeah,
I was literally just sat at my desk, just watching stuff, and I was just like just trying to escape from everything.
yeah,
And it wasn't until one of my friends I haven't spoke to for a while. They reached out and said like, "Are you all right?" Like, obviously we haven't spoke for ages,
yeah,
and I just said to them like, honestly, I'm not. And do you know what happened that day?
go on,
They drove to my house and picked me up, right? And like obviously we went out for some food, like just
yeah,
went and because there's a place near me called Portsdown Hill,
okay,
and like it's this massive hill that looks over Portsmouth,
nice,
and beautiful at night. And we went at night,
yeah,
and we just sat in the car, just having our food. Like we was eating food, we was having a drink. Not
yeah,
alcoholic, by the way.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
promote drinking and driving. I don't
yeah,
do that. And yeah, and it was really nice. And yeah, I just got back here, and then I was just thinking, like, I've obviously like it was shit what happened,
yeah,
but there's nothing I can do about it now. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I've just got to get on with it.
yeah,
So picked myself up and started getting a bit better and trying to like make it somewhere with like the streaming and the gaming and yeah,
nice,
it was that one friend that reached out that I haven't spoke to for a while, and it does make a difference. So like, to
it
anyone
really,
that is
yeah,
watching as
yeah,
well, like if you haven't spoke to anyone for ages, just try and get in contact with them, no matter what has happened. Like, you never know. That person could have needed you to message them. Like, I needed
Yes.
that person to message me.
Yeah, honestly, that's a massive thing, and it is
It
like
is.
and it's very strange because when you are going through your lowest, like when you are going through, like, and it is hard because when I had my breakdown, I was kind of, I didn't want to get out of bed, and
Yeah.
the missus was trying to like force me out of bed and all this kind of stuff and get me in the shower and all that type of stuff. If someone rung, like a lot of the time I wouldn't want to pick it up. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
pick it because I didn't want to talk to anyone because I felt, I don't know, it just felt awful and I felt like a failure and I felt, all the stuff that goes through
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
But there is one time that you would pick up that phone, and
Yeah.
and this is the thing. Like, if you are struggling and you are going through something, you really are not alone. But at the
No.
time, I know how hard it is, and it does feel you are. Like, I do
Yeah.
know this, and this is, this is why I want to do the podcast, because I want people to realize that, I've been through it. AJ's been through something. Like the first episode of season 2, Darth as well. Like,
Yeah.
this is why I want to talk to so many people. There is still such a stigma over mental health, and especially men's mental health. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know mental health in a whole, don't get me wrong, is still not good to talk about. Apparently, you shouldn't be talking about. Everyone should keep it to themselves and blah blah blah, which is a load of
That's the
bollocks.
worst thing you can do.
Exactly, because then you overthink, you think this and you
Yeah.
think that, and then obviously the worst things can happen. People try and commit suicide, or they do commit suicide, or overdoses, and and
Yeah.
before ever getting to that stage, like, you are not alone. You're not alone. You definitely aren't. So
It makes me sad as well. Like that. It's really sad because a couple of months ago, within 2 weeks of each other,
Mhm.
2 people around this area, I didn't know them,
Yeah.
but they thought their only way out was suicide, and they both killed themselves, right? And that was within 2 weeks of each other, right? And that was a real bummer because it makes you think, like, they felt that low that they
Yeah.
couldn't talk to anyone, and that was their only way out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's crazy that people think that that is their only way out, but it's not. Like,
I mean, I've always said this, and people find it a little bit weird that I say this. Like, even when I said it to the doctor and I said it to my therapist and all that, they kind of worried. But I've never been suicidal,
no.
but I totally understand where people are when they go through that.
Yeah.
I can understand why people want to do it.
Yeah.
But, and I will keep massively, that is not the way. Like, really, there is so much more to life, to whatever. You are worth it. Like, the whole thing, and
100%.
just reaching out to someone. Like, and this is again why we have the numbers scrolling across the bottom of the screen. To even if you don't want to speak to someone that speak to a random person at any of these numbers. There's multiple other ones as well, not just these ones. These are the ones that I've used personally and have helped me, and obviously helped me talk about other people as well. So again, if you're listening to this podcast and you think, actually, I know someone who's probably going through bad times,
Yeah.
again, you can always ring these numbers and ask about how you can help.
Yeah, exactly.
These numbers are not just for people that are, going through it. It is also as well for the people that have friends, family, whatever are going through it, and
Exactly.
you need help and advice. You don't know everything. People don't know everything. Like, and
No.
again, this is a podcast we talk about. I am not a professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm not anything. This is, we are here just to talk about it. And yeah, just talk about the whole kind of side of mental health and what obviously AJ's been through, and and what he's going through, and also how gaming has either helped or hindered. And obviously, it sounds like it's helped, and you're very, very lucky that you've met some awesome people out of it that are still there and still help.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, gaming has helped me, like, massively. It's like, it is crazy because you'd think, like, I play on my own, like, a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I play, like, Warzone on my own and stuff like that. And I used to play solos, right? But now I go into like duos and trios and stuff, and I just have open mic on, and I'll just chat to random people. But going back to what we were saying earlier about obviously like the people not being like feeling that they can talk to anyone. It's like if I was in the street and I was walking past and I see a random person, right, and they looked really upset, right, I would just stop and I'll just say to them like, are you okay, like do you need help, or like do you need someone to talk to or something? And I've done it before. Like I was walking through Portsmouth and I see someone, they were sat on the bench and they looked really upset, they had like tears in their eyes, and I was on my own, just doing a bit of shopping. I had no time, no place to be. It was out of my own like time, and I just went and sat next to him. I was like, are you okay? I was like, who are you? I was like, my name's Alfie, like, nice to meet you. And I'm obviously not going to say their name for reasons.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I was just like, look, what's going on? And they was like, oh, I don't want to say it to a stranger. And I was like, well, that's probably the best thing to do, because I don't know you, you don't know me. There's no one I can tell that would know you. There's no one else here, really. Like, we can go and grab a coffee, we can just chill out, and we can just talk if you want to. And they was like, that's fine. I was sat down with this random person for about an hour and a half, right? And we were just talking about their life, about what they've been going through and that. And it was crazy because I didn't say a single thing about myself. It was just them talking to me. And at the end of that day, I felt like I don't want to say like saved them, but I want to say I contributed to them still being here right now.
Of course.
Because you think like you think the worst in some situations, but I sat there and thought, when I got back here, like I'd sat down and it clicked on what I just did, and I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy what I just did. Like that random person, God forbid, could have gone home that day and ended their life. Do you know what I mean? But that one random chat with a stranger where they managed to get everything off their chest over a nice cup of coffee, like that could have saved them and motivated them more.
And it's true. But it also, as well, you have to think on the flip side of that, of how many people you probably see, and this is probably more of a southern thing. Obviously, me like originating from Essex and like spending time in London and all that kind of stuff. Is no one talks to each other. No one even says hello in the street. No one does anything. Like down south. The further you come up north, you always normally it's like hi, hello, how's your day, nice day, lovely day, and you chat, right? So there is very much like that is kind of the way it is, especially here in the UK. That's a big thing. But the amount of time that you would walk past someone because you wouldn't want to get involved, that is a true thing, and that is a sad thing. But this is again why I think, as you mentioned, like if people are gamers and they are struggling, like what Alfie was saying earlier, is that go into like a game and put your voice chat on and speak to someone. Hi, how you doing? Like, don't obviously go, hi, I'm depressed and I've got depression and I need to talk to about, because people have not obviously. But you meet people. Like I remember, and this was before my breakdown. I remember. Like, I used to play solo all the time. Never had a mic, never anything. I literally never bothered. Had the TV on loud and I just played and that was it. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why, I think I was going through my box of like the PlayStation 3 or whatever it was, and I found the cable for like the plug into the heads, plug into the controller for your headset, and had the little mic, like the old phone one type of vibes and all that. And I was like, I'll just put it on and have a bit of a laugh. And I met a random guy, his name's Hoff, and like I am still friends with him now.
It's crazy.
It's mad, totally mad. This was before streaming, and friends with him now. And then we met another couple of guys. And randomly they actually lived near me at the time, and I ended up meeting them in real life, going around their house, like playing games, drinking beer, and it was just so surreal. But it was just from randomly chatting to someone online, which
it's mad.
I mean, obviously be very careful. We always talk about this. Be 100%. Very careful with people online, etc. this is why, again, we created our own Discord. So it's Only Pixels. This is massively why we created this, because we want a safe place for everyone to come and game, chat,
exactly.
laugh, joke, cry, everything. We want a safe place,
Yeah.
So yes. So obviously make sure you are doing it in a safe way when you are doing this, but it is possible. And, I think, I still think gaming and chatting to people online has definitely saved me from my mental health, for sure.
Oh, 110%. 110%. I will always back that. When I used to have a shit day at work, right, I'd come home, I'd have a shower, I'd have my dinner, and I'd hop on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what people, if people don't play games, like, they don't understand what it's like.
Yeah.
But in the same breath as well, that everyone has their thing that they do to escape from reality.
Yes.
Mine's gaming. I don't know whether yours is gaming as well, but
yeah. But this is it. Some people, they want to read a book. That's their escapism.
That's funny actually. You just read my mind.
Oh really?
Mum, I was just about to say, whenever my mum has a shit day at work, she comes in, she has a bath, she gets changed, nice cup of green tea she drinks, tea, she likes it.
Yeah.
And she sits there and reads all her books. You should see my front room. It's like a library. It's mental.
But it is, though. It's like my missus, magazines. She'll go and read through magazines, So, like, books, magazines. Then, obviously, you've got the people that have clubs and they go and play football or hockey. Or then you've got the people that go to the gym and they just want to literally just get all their anger and everything and frustration out on the gym. There's loads of escapisms. Like, there are bad escapisms, obviously, like drugs, drink, alcohol, all of that. So obviously not them. Gaming can be put into that as well, into the bad, because of gaming addiction and then getting into a reality that isn't real. That is a big part of, there is a bad side to gaming. But again, take everything in little steps and moderation. Come home, play for an hour, as long as you're not neglecting yourself, your family, whoever's living with you, your babies, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you do have a partner, you do have talk to them and say, look, I've had a real rough day. I'm just going to have an hour or have half an hour. But, as long as there is, a talk there and a bit of communication, then, I think
that's what I mean.
Gaming is brilliant.
Yeah, my friend John, the DJ JY, sorry.
Yeah.
He lives with his missus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've worked out a system, and it's honestly so perfectly balanced, right? He does, right, weekdays, right, like mainly nights.
Mm-hmm.
He plays with us boys, and then on the weekend he spends all the time he can with her.
Yeah.
Right, and that just creates that balance, right, that I think everyone needs. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't just spend all your time on your games. Like,
no way. No, definitely not.
I tried it this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had my granddad's dog over because he went away, and it come to Friday, and I was playing, and then I come off, and then Saturday and Sunday, I felt no strive to actually try and play the game. I was sat in the front room. I was watching a new TV series on Netflix called SWAT. It's really good.
Nice. Okay.
And I was just watching it, and like, I thought, I didn't think once, I need to go and play my PlayStation. It's now a thing, like, do you know what, I might pick up the controller for a couple of hours, but it's not a necessity to me anymore. And now that just makes me think that I am obviously getting into a better place where I don't need that oasis anymore.
Yep. But then you always know it's there just in case, and also as well, you still enjoy gaming, and it's not always about a getaway. It's sometimes about you having your own personal time. So,
like, literally today with that new game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Just me and a pal. It was crazy because we'd never heard of the game before. We just looked up two player, 3 games, right?
Nice.
And we see We Are Here.
Yeah.
Or We Were Here, something like that.
Yeah.
And we thought, do you know what? Go on. It was a 1.5 gigabyte game. Literally took like 2 seconds to download. It was crazy.
Nice.
And we were playing it, and it is fun. You can either obviously chat in Discord, or in the game you can talk with walkie-talkies.
That's funny.
Obviously, you can't talk at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I'm sat there with my walkie-talkie trying to tell him that there's some geezer behind me, and he's like, "What are you going on about?" I was like, "There's someone behind me, Adrian. Hurry up!"
Oh mate, I love it. I love it. Alfie, this has been wicked, mate. Honestly,
Yeah,
I really,
100%, yeah.
really appreciate you kind of opening up and obviously
Yeah,
talking
I've
about
enjoyed this.
your own mental health and obviously helping
Yeah.
others. And yeah, it's been great, mate. Like I do massively appreciate it.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on.
Nah, no worries. I always know that it is always hard talking about
Yeah,
it, but as soon
Yeah.
as kind of like, and it is, I always think that as soon as you talk about it, it can make you feel a little bit worse. Don't get me wrong, because you've opened up a little bit, but then I always think it in the long run, it really, really does help.
Yeah.
And again, I will talk about the numbers below the screen here. You know,
Yeah.
talk to someone, talk to a friend, talk to family, talk to doctors, talk to therapists, talk to anyone.
Exactly.
Because we are all humans and we all need a little bit of communication and talk.
Everyone just needs a little bit of love. That's all it is.
Exactly.
It don't have to be intimacy or anything like that. It's just got to be just a little bit of attention, just
a little bit of attention, a bit of caring.
just a chat. Yeah,
Exactly.
go a long way, long way.
Alfie, awesome. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, if you stick around, I'll come chat to you in a bit.
Yep, no worries.
But apart from that, thank you very much. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
Cheers, Alfie. Guys, that was awesome. Like, so good. Like, I love. See, it's actually really given me a buzz. Like, doing the podcast again and talking to people and talking to new people. I know, as I say, I have had a bit of a, mental health issues myself recently, which has really stopped me from doing stuff. But when I have kind of podcasts like this, it's great because it's chatting to new people, it's finding new stories out and listening to people, and yeah, it's great. And it's nice the fit that he was helping other people as well as himself, and totally gets the whole mental health kind of side of it and how he's helped himself and all of that. But as I did mention before, honestly, guys, like at the bottom of the screen, these numbers are there to be used. Like, use them. And as I say, use them even if they're not for you. If you're worried about someone else, use them because they can help you of how to talk to someone, how to, reach out and try and get help for someone, whatever it is, whatever you are worried about someone, they will help. And if you, again, yourself, and you need to talk to someone, these numbers are there to help. And again, if you ring them 29 times and hang up, and on that 30th time, you don't hang up, every time you are doing something, you're getting a little bit closer to helping yourself. And that's a very positive thing. And it's very good. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. This is obviously on YouTube and Spotify. And I appreciate it. Share this to people if you can. I do really want this to be pushed out to people because, again, the more people that see it, the more people that can kind of help. And, again, if this hits one person that's never seen it and they listen and watch the whole thing and, they actually realize that they're going through a very similar thing and they're not alone, that's a massive positive for us. So, yeah, so again, Alfie, thank you very much for coming on, and also as well, thank you everyone for watching. And as always, just make sure you look after your mental health, and we will see you next time.